Okay, sound check. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Let's see, can we actually look at. All right, guys, if you're back to the channel, welcome. Before I start everything else, let me go to Telegram and, invite some of our Telegram audience to join us. Okay, I'm gonna close it. Stream with. Okay, let's see, is it working or not? Okay, cool. Welcome. Hello, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Okay, today we are Telegram, YouTube, and we have some audience from TikTok as well. Welcome back to the channel. My name is, just a moment, my name is Kelvin, and really, it's been a tired day. A lot of meetings going on, guys. So, let me see. Right. So, okay. Seems like everything's working fine. Before we sound check, sound check. Hello guys, welcome back. Sorry for the technical glitches. We just done setup with our, just a moment. Okay guys, apologize for the situation just now. Apologize for that. We just upgraded our whole live stream section. I believe that you can feel the vibe is different. And welcome back. Welcome back to our channel today. My name is CG, and you guys can call me Kelvin as well. Welcome to Aurex Trading Academy, where we're gonna actually share with you guys some of our very own trading experience, and hopefully everyone can learn together. Now, before I officially start, let's just make sure that everybody can actually listen clearly, all right? Just a moment. Okay. Ah, cool. Nice, nice, nice. So everybody can listen to me. Right. Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So what's up? My name is Kelvin. My okay. My name is Kelvin. Welcome back. Let's see. Technical glitches. Let's see. Wait for my production team to update me something just to make sure everybody can listen to me clearly. Just a moment. Okay, guys. All right, everything is smooth. Production team say it's clear. All right, guys, welcome back. So my name is Calvin. I'm actually from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, and I've been trading I think since 2020. I learned how to trade. I pick up trading during COVID-19. So during that time, it was a very tough time for me. I lost my job. I I don't have any more income by that time. It was a really difficult time for me. I believe for some of you guys actually, share the same experience as me as well, right? Let's just see. Okay, so everything is cool. So yeah, back in 2020, I've been, working as a marketer before COVID actually hits. I'm very active in, you know, in Web3, in cryptocurrency. I'm in the marketing line. I'm a salesperson, right? I use my um, persuasion power to make money. All right, that's actually what I do. 6 years ago, COVID was 6 years ago, right? Yep. And then I'm making good money, everything until COVID actually hits. So when COVID hits, um, everybody is being trapped at home. I lost my job. I don't have any more income. Times were extremely desperate back then. So that is where I actually, pick up trading. As a matter of fact, I didn't really, try to pick up trading just for make money. Because during that time, I'm burning my saving. So I don't have any more saving. My saving is burning, so I don't have that extra cash to really invest and open an account. Because I understand if we were to make money in the market, we need to grow our account, right? But during that time, it was very urgent, it was very desperate. I need really source of income. So a friend of mine from a broker house back then contacted me and said, "Hey, CG, so I know that you can speak well. I know that you can present yourself well, and more importantly, I know that you can actually explain things. So do you wanna like give it a try? Do you wanna like come and work for us?" And I say, "Work for what?" He say, "Do you wanna become our financial market analyst?" So I say, "Well, but I don't know how to trade the market. So if I don't know how to trade the market, how can I actually um how can I actually convince people?" Then he say that, "Well, do you know how to like if I give you some financial reports, do you can you explain it in a very entertaining way, easy way, so that our clients can be informed about what actually happening in the forex market, everything?" And I say, "Yeah, why not? I can give it a try because I desperately need some money, right?" So this is how my trading journey actually started. I started from absorbing financial reports. I starting from studying financial reports, and I try to use my very own unique way to make it entertaining, to make it simplified. And every Monday to Friday, my job is to wake up at 6 a.m. and present to European, French, America's clients, about what's going on in the market in Southeast Asia. So yeah, it was quite a memory, and that is those days that how I actually pick up trading. So and then it came to a point where I figure out if I were to really improve my craft, I must have a feeling of what's really happening in the market. So that is where I start to pick up technical analysis. I start to pick up a little bit of fundamental analysis because I've been reading reports, right? So that is where how I actually, built my trading career from there. So it's been 6 years. I wouldn't say that it's all, sunshine and rainbows. There are days that I lose money. There are days that I feel stressed. There are days of losing streak as well. So, belief in my belief in this trading career as becoming a teacher online, especially, um, getting to know you guys, is that I try to be as authentic as possible. I try to be as I try to be as objective as possible as well. I don't want to hype you guys up. I don't want to, become a person that makes you guys feel that, every judgment is cheap, right? So if you like what you say, like what you heard, right? If you appreciate, slow tempo, relaxed tempo, a very flowing tempo trading style, then feel free to sit back and relax. We're gonna analyze the market together. But if you are that kind of person that you wanna like go hardcore every time, you wanna like scalp it, you wanna like, you know, full leverage to trade the market, maybe I'm not the person for you, right? Because I just don't trade that way. I take my time to really find for the range, um, to really seek to increase my probability with my students to make a trade. All right. So that's it. That is my belief. And usually, how do I actually trade? Now, I'm going to share with you guys the screen, eyes on the screen. Today, we're going to look at Australian dollar and US dollar. Now, before that, let me take a look at some of the financial reports. All right. So for me, I'm actually an intraday trader, okay, because I'm not a trend trader. Okay, the very first mentor that I learned from is from Dubai. I think his name is Thomas. So that is my very first mentor in trading. And I'm in my trading style is influenced by him. It's called key level trading. And my trading, preference, my risk and reward preference is also influenced by him as well. I just couldn't really navigate well in a trendy market. Okay, for me, I'm just too pessimistic and too sort of like pessimistic and realistic to think that I can ride the entire trend. So for me, I always look for a market that is indecisive, right? A market that is still uncertain. And what do? I look for uncertain market, and I look for fake confidence to place my trade, to spot the window to place a trade, right? So for me, I usually, place a trade. I do my, trading. I spot my position in a 15 minute time frame because I'm a day trader. I don't really hold my positions. But usually, how do I actually spot the levels of resistance? How do I actually spot market that is still uncertain, right? Price action that is still going sideways, up and down. I want to look for a market range that is showing me uncertainty, not confirmation, but uncertainty, right? I want a sense of uncertainty because for me, I hunt for people uncertainty at first. I try to trace for the uncertainty, and then I look for fake confidence. So when fake confidence happen, that is where my edge plays out, which is my the strategy that I've been using for years, which is false break. I always trade false break. Okay. Now let's take a look at Australian US dollar and see is there any possible window. Is a very clean chart. Usually I don't add a lot of things on my chart. I prefer the I don't want to like add any more noise in my brain to make a decision because we're already living in a very noisy world, right? We are already living in an era where information is abundance. Everything, can be searched online today. Everything. And everybody has an opinion. You can actually get a conclusion very fast. So to me, I just don't want to, make my mind become more messy, right? I want it to be clean. I want visually clean as well, so that I won't hallucinate myself, right? So for me, because I'm trading in a 15 minutes time frame, so usually, if I want to look for levels, key levels that are solid, I usually will go to, the highest time frame that I will go for is the day, just to see actually what's going on in a macro point of view. Right, so right now we are going to see at Australia, US dollar, AUD, USD, and let's see where is the current price at. It's like 69,821. So it's currently trading at this price in the daily chart. And let's take a look. So you see here's actually a little bearish, lower lows. Is there lower lows? Yep, lower lows. Yeah, little bearish formation forming right here. Now, here's what I want to tell you. So for me, I don't really trade for a trendy kind of price action. All right. So usually people will, try to look for like, price action that is being squeezed right here and expect a true break, going down to write this profit, right? For me, I don't trade this way because it's just how I work, right? So for me, I look for false break. Okay, I look for market that is still uncertain. So right now, the first thing that we need to really check is that is this price action right here, being resisted by the market. Let's take a look. So here I draw a small line, a line that is we can sort of like, usually I'm gonna put it in, usually for levels that are from the daily chart, I'm gonna put in the yellow color. Oops, sorry. Got it wrong, sorry. Okay. All right, so I drew a yellow color because it gives me a sense of, I wouldn't say confirmation, it's just a reminder for me to understand where does this level actually come from. You get what I mean? So yeah, but I don't try to make it. So I drew it yellow color because I know that it's actually a zone from the daily chart. So here it's not a visible resistance yet. Okay, obviously. Okay, we do have one touch right here, but it's still not very obvious, to be honest. And if you zoom out, well, let's see. Well, it's or the last time the market actually, the price of AUD, Australian dollars, hit this place is around, it's already 3 years ago, guys. It's 3 years ago. So, based on today's market price action, I just don't find price action that are more than 3 years valid anymore. So I wouldn't use that as a reference point. So for me, I don't see any potential level to actually to see as a reference point at all. It's kind of messy, it's uncertain. I need at least like three confirmation to know that it's actually a level. But for this place, for example, what you can consider here, okay, at 0.69 is actually a level, a solid, I would say a resistance level right here. Is from the daily chart. Okay, because you have one, two, three touches, false break, it goes back up again and it goes down, and now it goes back up again, but we couldn't be sure. So this line, should I just leave it here? Yes, for just for paying attention. That's all, right? Then let's move on to see, is it valid for the 4 hours? See, so for me, I want to look for market that, price action that is not yet um confirming, right? Right here, lower lows, is forming. So this is not something that I look for, okay, obviously, because I look from the macro point of view, it seems like a mini bearish is actually forming, and it's actually forming quite healthily, right? It's a really healthy little bear is actually forming right here. So for me, well, would I trade this? If I'm a trend trader, I probably would. Here's probably a nice spot for trend trader to really put a short trade. Make a few pips. But for me, I don't really look for that. I want to look for market that is still uncertain. But based on what I look right here, let's see, do we have any sustainable levels going on? Yeah, from the 4 hours, we do have some level that is reliable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Price has been, the market has been resisting. It's been resisting. So here I can say that this point, 0.69 at 4 hours chart is actually a valid point for me to pay attention as well. Okay. Yeah. So we have two very strong, um, I would say, supporting zone right here. This one and this one, very strong support zone. So this is also something to pay attention of. Now let's go to the 1 hour chart to see. Oh, it's kind of quiet, guys. Let's listen to some music. All right. Okay. Right. So let's see what the market is going on. We're currently at the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. So guys, you see, it's actually a very noisy market. You see, for me, I want to trade looking for uncertain, but still I see the market is extremely chaotic right here, going all the way down and spike up again and go all the way down, spike up again. If sometimes it's not that complex to analyze a market. Sometimes you just look at the chart and you try to ask yourself a very common sense. Is it how does it make you feel? Because sometimes the most powerful tool in trading is your very own nervous system, right? So for me, my nervous system, every time I look at the chart, I will ask myself, what is the first instinct that I have? When I look at this chart, the first instinct would be, it's a mess, guys. Like it is extremely messy. It has no solid structure. The market has been, you know, trying to decide some kind of trying to decide um a price, try to decide the bearish and then suddenly goes up again and bearish again. So it is like indecisive at the same time it's decisive. So when two of these actually combine together, well, the name for this kind of market trend, I will call it chaotic, right? So for me, I really try to stay away from a chaotic market, especially if I look from a macro point of view, right? If I look it from a macro point of view, it is extremely, extremely chaotic. Just a moment. Some people say there's audience saying that the sound is very low, right? Okay, guys, just a moment. Okay. All right, guys. Now, some people might say, right? Some people might say that um, you know, this is a bearish market, this is a bullish, and then this is a bearish. But for me, this is not bearish and bullish because when you have bear and boom fighting against each other, roaring, I would say that it's a very chaotic market to trade. So I try to really stay away from this market. You see, in order for me to see this as a signal, I need this kind of sideways, to really be sustainable, at least not like this, suddenly going this way and then break out again and then go this way again. So I try to stay away from this kind of market. All right, so let's take a look at the 15-minute charts. Yeah, okay, let's zoom in a little to look at the 5-minute chart and see what's going on. Little bullish structure is forming. go back here again. Probably here. Yeah, guys. So like what I just say. So for now, I try to be really skeptical usually when I trade because when my brain is starting to telling me that um it's time for me to, look and look closer. And this is where I start to really draw back from the market. So for this one, usually, when I have that kind of feeling, I would just draw, a red label right there. And the reason why I want to draw a red label right there, the rate label for me to label Australian US dollar is because to me it seems like, for my trading style, it seems like it's really way too chaotic for me to trade it. Okay. And how do I know that it is chaotic? So I am extremely alert in how I think. One of my daily habit is to do journaling. So I do a lot of journaling to really trace my very own emotions and my thought process. So I do journaling when I walk. I do journaling at night. Back at those days, I do journaling using pen and papers, right? But today, right now, with the help of artificial intelligence, with AI, I do voice journaling. So this practice of voice journaling actually helps me a lot in it helps me a lot in understanding my very own internal world, my nerve system, everything. So, yep, let me reply a message. So for me, I usually, just stay away when I'm really alert, extremely alert in something, is that when I look at the chart and when the chart makes me feel nervous, and not only it makes me feel nervous, it start to make me want to keep on, zooming in and look for that resistant points, even though that is actually obviously nothing obvious is happening. So when that happens, I will see this chart as a Pandora box that I should stay away from. Because based on my experience, when you really use your edge to trade, when you really, understand your edge, you won't have to spend so much time on analyzing the market. You will look at the chart and immediately you will understand, is this a price action that really fits your nature, right? So for me, if I were to be extremely honest with you, I will I will, if you are a trend trader, you might take a look at Australian US dollar. But if you are a range, intraday trader like me, where you focus, specialize on, false breakout, where you don't really want to bet on, trendy markets, bull or bear, you only want to, like, make some profit from the range of the sideways, like me, then stay away from Australian US dollar today. All right, that is my advice to you, because the reason behind that, if you take a closer look, even from the macro point of view of Australian US dollar, it is way too chaotic, guys. Even though, right, if you are a trend trader, okay, let's say if you're a trend trader, you want to trade on trend, let's see, is it valid or not, right? Well, if you are a trend trader, well, you might take a look, but if you are a range trader, stay away from it, right? So for me, I usually, even though I know how to do trend trading, but still I try to stick with my plan, because that is just something I learned throughout the years. um you don't have to, master everything. It's just like NBA, right? there's people there's players that are really good in slam dunking. There's people that are really good in passing the ball, defense, and there are people like Stephen Curry that is expert in, throwing the three pointers, right? So what I learned throughout the years as a trader is that you don't have to be really good at everything, but you need to be extremely good and alert at one thing, one thing that really belongs to you. And for me, even though that when I look at Australian US dollar, I feel that, wow, it might be a very good opportunity for me to place a trade for, you know, maybe a short position right here would be good. Even though that, you know, might be a very good position to do some short position based on the level that we see, right? Yep. Yeah, there's a potential position right here to be traced, but still I won't touch it because you know, based on my experience, just, you know, try to stick with your plan as much as possible. So for me, I'm gonna stay away, but for you, if you're doing trend trading, pay attention for Australian US dollar, right? So let's keep on looking for something that really, you know, might suits my appetite to trade. Now I'm looking at something that I personally like. Okay, this is something I like. You know, where the price is actually showing some repetitive memory, you know, it's not chaotic. Okay, now I want you to compare, right? This is the, okay, Australian US dollar 4 hours chart, and this is the Euro US dollar 4 hours chart. Okay, what do you see? Which one is more chaotic, guys? Right? Which one is more peace? This is actually what I'm talking about. Okay, when you look at the market, it is sometimes people try to like complex thing, but it's actually something that you can use your instinct to scan. Okay, you look at the Euro US dollar 4 hours, and if you pay close attention, the price is actually moving. The market is actually moving a much more elegant way. Okay, much more elegant, much more easy, you know, much more predictable, right? It doesn't mean that we don't know what will happen here. Don't get me wrong. But based on the structure that you see, it actually gives you a sense of peacefulness, right? It is a sense that make you feel that it is it is a slightly predictable. You get what I mean? You won't feel chaotic. You won't feel nervous when you look at it, right? So this is something that I will pay attention on. So right now for Euro US dollar, I will put a yellow label first because it give, but not the green label. Okay, the yellow label to me is like pay attention. The red label is to really stay away from it. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit and look at the macro. Okay, let's see. Daily chart, you know, where's the price is 1.17. Nice structure right here, guys. Nice structure. Let's see where the market actually, you know, rejected. Ooh, nice. I really love what I'm looking at right now, guys. I really love what I'm looking at now. You have one solid touch, two solid touch, three solid touch, a false breakout, you know, false breakout right here, false breakout, okay, false breakout, market reject, 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 and another false breakout. Guys, I think we found ourselves a range. I think we found ourselves a range, guys. Nice. Okay, let's see. So we did found, you know, the resistance point. Let's look. Is there any like support point that is valid as well? No, not nothing obvious, but let me draw it. Maybe somewhere around like yep, around this zone. You want to look for resistance points that is reliable. And ideally, you wanted the wick to touch it, you know, right on point with the horizontal line. So we have one touches, let me see, right, right, 1 touches, 2 touches, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we found ourselves another solid resistance point as well. You know, Mark has been testing out and playing with this zone. Break, break, break. Okay, cool. So this is a daily time frame. Okay, so I'm gonna change the color, you know, change to the golden color so that we know that it's from the daily time frame. Okay, now let's take a look at the 4 hours. Yeah, the market is, you know, trying to, yeah, the market is creating pressure right here. Selling pressure is squeezing, okay, at this section. So I am thinking that the price is actually going to really do something very soon, you know, but um it might not be, you know, the ideal position for you to trade first, okay, because it might just have a false breakout right here and then go ups again. Okay, but let's see how it goes. I'm gonna gain more information. Okay, 15 minutes chart. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But is it gonna be place for me to place a good trade? Let's see. All right. So here I'm gonna set an alarm. You see, this is actually a valid point for me to pay attention of. First thing first, the level is actually from a macro time frame, which makes it much more stronger if you compare with a shorter time frame levels, right? So right now we have, you know, here the price is still going to trying out this range, okay. So my plan is gonna be this. I'm gonna set an alert, you know, for this horizontal line. So if it's crossed it, you know, I'm gonna trigger it once only. Expiration, let's see, I'm gonna let it flow. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it will happen, you know. Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe Monday. Monday, let's make it 7. Okay, done, set an alarm. Okay, let's see how it goes, and another alarm would be for later. Once per pin and take a closer look for this one. Okay, so the actual plan is like this. What we are seeing right here is actually a range that is forming. So usually for me, I personally love to trade false breakout kind of trading style in intraday. Now, the hypothesis for me, why do I want to trade this way, is because that for me, I think if you look at the market and if you really pay close attention to the market, you will discover like 80% to 90% of the market price movement nowadays is all, a ranging market. This if you take a look, you zoom out for the entire chart, right? You will spot a lot of opportunity to let you make money from, you know, ranging, sideways market where the market goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You get what I mean? But with if you compare that with a trendy market, right? For example, like this one, right? You compare with a trendy market, you know, yes, can you make like really good profit from this? Of course you can, right? But what are the odds? So for me, I sort of like sacrifice the idea of catching this kind of asymmetric big profit, and I changed to a trading style that are much more suitable for myself, which is range trading. I only trade sideways that are indecisive. So for example, I really love a false breakout like this one. When something happened like this, a false breakout here, right? False breakout here, I will play close attention because I know that it's a false breakout, and I will usually hang a limit order right here to short it, and it goes all the way down, right? So for this one, guys, pay attention for Euro USD at the price range of 1.18002. This is actually a place where I will actually pay attention when it hits this wall, when you have a breakout, and I'll take a closer look, where it might go. It might probably go somewhere right from here. Okay, touch this a little bit, right? And it will go back down to test it. Okay, go back up, maybe somewhere around here. So I'm gonna like really pay close attention because it has the potential to go out and hit my stop loss. But if it hit my stop loss, I'm gonna place, is it okay? Of course, because I have my risk and reward management, right? So if he hit the stop loss, then it's gone, right? But if he hit the stop loss, what I usually do, if I will really monitor the market, I will draw another range right here. Okay, and then I'll probably place another position somewhere around this price. Okay, so this is actually how I usually trade. It's not that I make a decision right now. I will always wait for the alert, and when the alarm, when the price hit here, I will start to see, okay, is it valid? Is the price still trying to test this test the try to reject it? Okay, because I really want to catch that wave where the market have this kind of reaction. This is what I want to like try to really spot for this kind of false breakout, right? So this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so yeah, Euro US dollar, not bad. Okay, I'm gonna put it in my first range. Okay, first of my watch list. And let's move on. Let's take a look at gold, guys. Let's take a look at gold. Same thing. Let's go for the daily time frame first. Let's see what's going. Wow, gold is going up, guys. It's going extremely bearish, for the past what? For the past 1 month or two. Wow, it's extremely bullish. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. You see, this is a signal that I really love as well. I really like this kind of signal as well, right? So I already mentioned to you guys that I don't trade. Um, this is something that I won't be trading. Okay, okay. So this is what we call like a not from here. Here. Okay, starting from here. Okay. So starting from here, this is actually what we call like a trendy market, right? Okay, a little bit noisy in the middle, but still it is a trendy market. Okay. Now, this is a trendy market, and usually for me, I prefer to trade in a ranging market, sideways market. Okay, so this is where I actually make most of my profit. So for us, right now we need to pay attention is because that it always, sort of like it will hit to an end where you see the trend is starting to lose momentum, right? So here we are talking about a potential ranging market that is forming from this section onwards, okay, where we might have the potential to, right, so this range to play around with, okay. All right, this is the range we are talking about. Okay, Euro US dollar, 15 minutes crossing horizontal line. Let's take a look. All right, guys. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, there's some action going on in Euro US dollar. All right. So here's the moment of truth, right? So the price is currently like breaking through 1.18. Okay, it's going there to try it, but I doubt, I think that you still have some power to go slightly, upper range as well. Let's see. Well, for me, I personally think that it's not the valid point that I want. I might wait for a little while, to really let it to hit this point. Okay. I'm not gonna get too excited for this one. So for me, I think a valid entry would be somewhere around here. Okay. If it hits here, I think it would be a really higher probability for us to place a trade. So let us go for the setting. Let's add alert for this one. Okay. So now, guys, I want you guys to pay close attention for 1.18028, for Euro US dollar. Okay, because the market has having some really nice action right here. So I move from this to this one, just to confirm. Back at those days, the mistake that I make is that I always get impulsive and get too excited early, especially when the price is testing a key level that is from a higher time frame. So right now, what I learned from my previous mistake is that even though that this is a golden kind of entry point, but still right now for me, I personally will hesitate and be very skeptic about this kind of situation because based on my track record, regardless of how excited it seems to be, it is based on a hypothesis of a key level that are from a longer time frame is strong. No, a key level from a higher time frame is worth to pay attention of, but it doesn't mean that it's strong, guys. So it is worth to pay attention of, right? So what I want to do is that I'm going to wait, really pay attention on how the price will be reacting here. Now, if the price really break through this price range and, somewhere hit around this zone. All right. Okay. So if it hits here, okay, at a price of 1.18, I will definitely, place a short position at this range. Okay. And because of this kind of range, I will have a better profit of one, you know, like this. This would be a really good position. All right. So guys, for now, I do see that there's a potential for, Euro USD. So I'm gonna, list it at green. Green to me means that it has the, highest potential for us to spot a nice position for us to trade, sideways range. So this is a very simple way that I trade. I don't do too much of complex indicators and stuff because based on my experience, the more indicators that you use, the noisier your head gets. So sometimes I try to keep it simple. I draw my key levels in the higher time frame, and then I use smaller time frame, as my entry point. Why do I want to use a smaller time frame for entry point? Well, easy is because that as for me, like an intraday trader, I already sacrifice. I make a conscious decision to sacrifice on riding the trend. So for me, the most important thing would be really try to make some profit rapidly in a ranging market on a daily basis. So I don't hold any position. So Euro USD 15 minutes crossing the horizontal line right now. Is it the best time for us to trade? Guys, no. Be patient, guys. I want you guys to be extremely patient right now because we need to wait for this price to touch this place. Okay, when it touch this place, I'm gonna do a sell limit order right here, and it's gonna be a very nice trade, I believe. Okay, so now let's move on to GBP US dollar. All right, remember, the more you look at the chart, the danger, the more dangerous it gets. Okay. All right, let's take a. We're just checking on gold just now, right? Okay, let's take a look at gold. All right, for gold, let's take a look at the 4 hours. Yeah, do we have a range? Yep, we do have, but let's write the level. Let's draw the level first. Do we have some solid, price rejection level? One, nah, no, not yet. Okay, I would say not yet. We have 2 touches. Okay, but it's not a price rejection. It is price confirmation. It's leaning more towards that. Right, so yeah, is there any like rejection right here? No. So it's still in a very early phase of the formation, but I will still pay close attention using this spot as a reference. Okay, but because that it is still not a valid level, so usually I won't give it too much attention. I will just give it just like any normal level that I should pay attention on. Okay, let's just zoom. But for this one, I will also place an alert just to help me to understand that it is actually alert name. Okay, that's it. So usually for this one, it might take, days, 1 days, 2 days, 3 days, I don't know, to actually, spot for that kind of, range that I'm looking for. But still it's worth the wait, right? Because sometimes if you really, spot a really good opportunity, then you really, spot opportunity like this, guys, you can just stay in this range and make some really good profit right here. So that is the reason why I pay close attention, especially when the trend is starting to weakening right now, right? So let's take a look at this shorter time frame. 4 hours. Yeah, we do have a resistance, a support level right here. Support level valid one touches, two touches, three, four, five, six. Yep, we do have um, a valid range right here that can pay attention on. So let's zoom in and see the 1 hour. Okay, nothing much to spot. Let's go to the 15 minutes and see. Well, like I say, guys, it is still not confirmed yet. Okay, it is still in a way that is still trying to test, this price range. So for me, I won't really, pay much attention to the 15-minute charts for now, because I'm waiting for, a confirmation from this area, right? So it might be days, maybe 2 days, 3 days, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna see if this really touches it like one time or two time, then I potentially we will actually saw, a potential trade, starting from this area onwards. You can start to see a potential playground for people like me to, make some nice profit. So yeah, for this one, I'm gonna put in a yellow label. Yellow label means that, it's on watch list. I'm gonna pay close attention for this one. Sometimes in a week, you don't have to trade a lot of different pairs. So sometimes I only trade one pair a week, and there are times I only trade like maybe, not one pair for 2 weeks. The thing is this: the it's not about, for me, it's not about trading which kind of pair. It's about finding a a nice market state that allowed an edge, my edge to actually make a profit. So if you pay close attention on how do I actually analyze the market, I don't really, pay attention on trends. I don't forecast about bullish, I don't forecast about bearish. To me, the more indecisive the market is, the better it is for me. So I always pay attention on the end of the trend. Okay, I don't pay attention on the beginning of a trend because I'm not a trend trader, right? So an end of the trend is something like this, right? Bearish, 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 suddenly all the way spike up, right? And then does it mean that this trend will continue? We are not sure yet, right? We are not really sure yet. We still need, a few more, reaction, at least two more, 2 to 3 more, touches right here to have that kind of confirmation. But here, when the price, the bear right here, the trend right here is starting to weakening, this is where I start to pay attention on this zone. Okay, because I always, trade in a sideways market like this. Okay, this is actually how I trade most of the time. Okay, so I pay attention on, this kind of market, right? So let's take a look at Euro US dollar again. Nice, guys. Okay, see this? Okay, so here is actually a nice place for us to really, you know, place a sell order right here already. Euro US dollar, um 1.18 Yep, this is actually a nice spot for us to actually place a trade right here. So let's take a look. I'm gonna go to my MT5 potential sell order right here. All right, Euro US dollar market execution. I'm gonna do a sell limit. Right, I'm gonna do a sell limit. Let's do it at 1.1. Stop loss. We're gonna do a sell stop order right here. Stop at 1.18065. All right, guys, let's see how it goes. Okay, just place an order at 1.180, sell at 0.10. Let's see how it goes. Okay. All right, order is being made. Okay, guys, now pay close attention for this one. For me, I've already placed the order. It's a sell stop order, Euro US dollar. I'm placing a small trade to give it a try a little bit, during this session with you guys. Now, if you guys, want to make some, you know, I would say small profit, don't go too risky, all right? Uh, Try out this zone right here because this one is actually a very good zone for us to make some nice profit. So here, put a sell stop order around 1.8028. So this is actually a place where I'm going to do the trade. All right. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any question on YouTube? Okay, guys. Let's get back. Yep, just place a small order. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, that's probably it for today. Thank you for joining my class, joining my live stream. Um, I wish that you guys can come back to learn more from me, and I can't wait to share more with you guys as well. So, right up next, we're gonna have our next teacher is gonna do the live stream. So we every night from Monday to Friday, starting from 8:30 p.m. onwards, From 8:30 p.m. until 1 a.m., there's going to be three slots. Okay, the first slot would be me, Calvin, and the next slot would be Prem. Another slot would be Alan. So three of us, we're gonna like do live stream, starting from 8:30 onwards. So after me, my session, it would be Prem session starting at around 10 p.m. And the next would be Alan, right? All the way from 11:30 until 1 a.m., right? So, guys, if you have, you want to learn about trading, you want someone to really, trade with you, discuss with you, grow with you, feel free to come into the live stream together so that we can actually, learn and make profit peacefully. All right. So that's it for me for today. Thank you very much. And yeah, sit back, relax, maybe go for a coffee break, toilet break, cigarette break, and stay tuned because Prem is coming in right up next after my turn. For this one, I'm gonna update you guys in the group about the result. All right.